afternoon with a very eminent panel of speakers and many friends who are both expert in the property as well as in the food and beverage industry. So I will pretend to be an expert and try to talk a little bit about food and beverage, although actually my line is more into the property. Now let me dive straight into the presentation today. My topic is entitled as JB Property Market and Opportunity for the F&B Sector. Now, this was the latest which just came out sometime early this week, where we see that the trend of the property market in Malaysia has been upticking. Now, if you look into this, you see that the transaction volume has actually marginally increased, but the rate of increase has dropped from 29% to about 2.3%. This is reason because of the base year in 2020 and 2021 were very low due to the pandemic. So because of that, the growth rate has moderated, and this is a good sign. Now, actually, if I have time, I'll tell you, because of this slowdown in transaction volume, we were able to clear a lot of overhang property, particularly in Johor Bahru. Similarly, if you look into the value, the total transaction value has gone up in 2023, but the rate has also moderated. Now, parallel on both, we find that things are actually improving. Now, if you ask me what will happen in 2024 will be even better. But a lot of experts will tell you they are optimistically happy that things will improve better. The volume will go up, but Johor Bahru will buck the trend, because of the many growth drivers, which I will explain later. Now, this is a very important chart. If you want, this is one chart that you must actually take a picture. In Johor Bahru, the peak of the market was in the second half of 2014. Now, since then, the market has actually flattened down for many years, and it's gone down right to the bottom in 2020 because of the pandemic. But in 2022, we saw the green shoot happening, and then this picked up all the way in 2023. So, personally, I stopped purchasing property since 2013. Now, this is the time, this is the year I'm looking around for property, because I think for the next 5 years, it will continue to grow and likely to peak in 2027 and 2028, which will also coincide with the operation of the RDS and also the maturity of the special economic zone. Now, if you look into the investment that had came in 2023, this is also the latest document and data. We found out that the approved investment FDI for the first 9 months of last year was 225 billion. Out of this, the bulk of it, about 117.7 billion, went into the services sector, followed by the manufacturing sector. Malaysia, among the states, Johor last year was ranked at number 5. But we believe in this year, 2024, Johor will jump right into the forefront to be the top investment destination for FDI. Now, which are the countries that came in 2022? 2022, China was number 1, followed by US, Netherlands, Singapore, and Japan. But in 2023, Netherlands was number 1, followed by Japan, and USA, China, and Japan. Now, moving forward in 2024, I believe China will come ranking among the top 3. Now, we can see as our Prime Minister go around, both in China and recently in Australia, he find a lot of interest among investors who are prepared to come into Malaysia to invest because, among other things, due to the trade war between China and Singapore. The trade war between China and Singapore has caused a lot of companies to be very uncertain to be in China, and they want to relocate to Malaysia to spread their risks. And our tariff arrangement with many countries, particularly with the Western countries, has always been friendly. And due to these various factors, many people think that the trade war between US and China will continue, whether Donald Trump becomes the president or whether it is Joe Biden. It's the same. So the trade war continue, and Malaysia and other countries in Southeast Asia will continue to benefit. Now, the growth driver in Johor Bahru, I'll just name a couple of them. In the forefront, we have the RTS link, which will be completed in the year 2026, end of 2026, and operational by January 2027. On January 11 this year, the two Prime Ministers inked a memorandum setting the special economic zone and special financial zone. The detail will only come out in the fourth quarter of this year. But whatever the detail may be, is something positive, which will even attract more investors into Johor. Now, the reopening of the borders with the special border agency has caused a lot of people from Singapore and other countries to come into Malaysia, particularly Johor Bahru, because they were able to come and see and touch and feel, rather than buy property remotely through virtual and online. So this is a very important factor that caused JB to be able to spur on to a greater height. Now, we also talk about the RTS with three lines, the Terbang line, Skudai line, and Iskandar Puteri line. HSR has always been an on-off affair, but with the new Madani government, they again have shown interest. Even though the government may not come in to back up this whole project, already there are 7 consortiums which have tendered and shown interest. I personally believe that they will come, this 7 will combine together into maybe 3. And then from the 3, they will then start this HSR, because the total investment cost is about 100 billion and above. And when HSR is operational, one of the beneficiaries will again be Johor State, and one of the stop will be in Iskandar Puteri. Iskandar Malaysia Y.A.R.D is a bus system which will act as the last mile connectivity from the RTS project. You want to go to other areas in Johor Bahru, the Y.A.R.D will serve the purpose, even if the LRT does not materialize. Now, double track electric rail was supposed to be completed this year, but this has been delayed until 2025. So we believe that when the double track electric rail is operational, it will serve almost similar like the HSR, although at a slower speed. Then you have to give me timing. I can talk until tonight. Okay. Then, of course, Johor has always been concentrating on high-impact projects. And over the many decades, we find that the GDP of Johor is always highest than the national GDP. Last year itself, the GDP for Johor is 8.7. And we know that the GDP for Malaysia is only 3.7. You can see the great growth comparable between these two, the state of Johor and also Malaysia. Johor has a very stable state government, by virtue of the fact that our Sultan gives the last call. If there's anyone who wants to cause instability, the Sultan will step in, and immediately everybody will toe the line. So this is something which is very different from other states because of a very strong-minded southern. And something that other states cannot have is our proximity to Singapore and Indonesia. There's a symbiotic relationship between Singapore and Johor. It's not been fully exploited, but with the Special Economic Zone and RTS, I believe this will be further enhanced. So moving forward, all this growth driver is what causes many of us to be very optimistic about the future, both in the property and also in the food and beverage industry. Now, today, the main project which I'll be narrating will be A Soho. I want to introduce two representatives from the developer Astira Group of Company, Mr. T, who is the director, and Mr. Kelly Wu, who is also the director, and now senior management, Mr. Wong. Thank them for making time. And during Q&A time, if I cannot answer any question, ask them. Easy question, ask me. Difficult one, ask them. Right? Now, A Soho is a very strategically located project. Even though Johor Jaya is a very mature housing estate, they were able to find this 2-acre box of land, freehold, and develop into one very comprehensive project with 2 blocks of service apartment and 3 levels of retail space, which I'll explain later. But if you look into this photo, you find that there are many important highways, like Pasir Gudang Highway, Jalan Tebrau, Sungai Lestari Highway, and many important landmarks like Taman Mount Austin, Taman Johor Jaya, Desa Tebrau where IKEA is, and Taman Desa Jaya. Now, I call this the jewel of the Tebrau region for a reason which I'll explain later. If you look into a drone picture like this, you find that A Soho stand out like a jewel in the sky. And having an address here show that you are discerning and able to see what is good in the future. The conceptual plan of this will show you that the drop-off point will be at this area, and then you have this Aurora Walk. This is a car-free street, and there will be 2 lines of food trailer. The pictorial picture will be shown to you, and this is actually the ground floor for the retail space. And on top of that, there will be 2 blocks of service apartment. So even though it is 2 acres, they were able to design comprehensively something that will attract the investors. Now, out of the 2 blocks, how many percent of the non-Burmese of the service apartment will take up? 80%. 80% of the non-Burmese has already been sold, even before the advertisement permit and developer license was issued. It was only issued 2 days ago. Right? Now, if you go into the food truck trail, this picture does not show everything because actually there are 2 rows with tables here and a performing stage here. Right? So you can find that this is different from all the other malls in Johor because of this Aurora Street Walk. This is lower ground floor. Lower ground floor only comprises 4 units, right? First floor. Already we have people who have registered interest for this ground floor and the first floor. Unfortunately, due to privacy, I cannot tell you the name. But I can tell you this is a good name in Johor Bahru and also from other parts of Malaysia. This is the mezzanine floor. First floor. This is a better perspective, a bigger one. Glittering jewel in the sky. Now, the retail mall has many advantages and features. This gives you the retail mall front facade, which is grand. There's 4 frontages. The main frontages is along Jalan Bakawali 31, right? 30, yeah, okay. It's freehold, strategic location, and a very captive market. Now, if those of you from Johor Bahru, which I think most of you are, this is one area where you have a lot of middle income and upper middle income people, mainly Chinese. And it is backed by a strong public listed company, Asteria Group of Company, with projects both in Malacca and Johor Bahru. Reputable developer with good track record. Among the projects by this management would be Mollet Regency, Greenfield Regency, and a lot of factory at Desa Malang. The timing is good, as I mentioned to you. The next 5 years will be booming years for Johor Bahru. The pricings are reasonable pricing, and rental are expected to yield at least 6% per annum. Now, this is the drop-off point. This is the first floor with the alfresco dining at the veranda. Car park at the 5 levels of car parks. Alright, so car parks are all sheltered. Food street is to bring different cuisine to the tables with performing stage and alfresco dining. Now, this will mark the difference between this mall with all other malls in Johor. These are the 2 blocks of service apartments on top of the retail mall. Now, what are these projects? I have some of them I repeated, but bear with me. It's sited in the mature neighborhood with middle and upper middle income segment, very well connected with highway and roads, with 2 blocks of 22-story Soho, about 474 units, retail 33 units. So it's a very niche retail mall. We do not want it to be too many because we only want selected F&B outlet. 5-story car park with 1 level of facility deck, clubhouse, courier and storage space, Aurora Walk, which is also an F&B street, reasonable pricing rental, backed by public listed company with good record and experienced management. Now, the shop feature is a bit different from other malls because it has size from 604 up to 2,000 per unit. Low ground floor are 2.5 story, ground floor 1.5, first floor single story. All shop units are with wide corridor for outdoor cafe and affordable eatery, and walkway at the front. Shop front is ideal for outdoor dining. High ceiling with extra ventilation and expensive mezzanine space to provide flexibility when you want to grow the whole business. Modern, contemporarily designed with large storefront and high visibility, high-speed walkway ready. Again, the positioning is the regional F&B hub. Now, what I want to emphasize is the word regional. It's not going to be local or neighborhood, but regional for the third round. And it will be the first car-free Aurora F&B with kiosk and food trailer. The management will take care of the tenant mix in order to ensure that there will not be any cannibalization of business. Inbuilt business floor, high ceiling, large entrance doors, wide window, large storage fronts, and outstanding signature. Now, the proposition which the developers are offering to the buyers and tenants of this, they want to strategize to have a wide selection of food outlets, including Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Malay, high-end mama, Western, traditional, kopitiam, as well as fusion food. Aurora Walk is created to be a fun and vibrant place. And with street option, people can take away or they can sit down along the street. Designated spacious space of 2.5 meter by 6 meter for 15-foot truck to create a vibrant food street. Now, when you buy the mall space, some of them will come together with the food truck as part of the accessory parcel. And each of the food truck we estimate can bring in 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit per month. And this offers you a very high yield. The enhanced use of the mall here is because of this food trailer. Water and electricity are provided, janitorial and dishwashing services are provided, public restroom, trash and recycling bins are provided, ample of tables and lounge space for gathering, beautiful screens, street lighting, music, murals and landscaping, performing stage to create a very relaxing ambient. Now, these are the F&B street dynamics which are not listed, but you can see for themselves, it is a very comprehensive range of F&B. Within the mall itself, there will be two zones. First zone will be for Western and second zone for Asian cuisine. But these are not cast in stone. Along the way, when tenant comes in, they will reconfigure this to maximize the footfall of people who are coming into the mall. Now, apart from A-Soho, I'm going to bring forth 3 other projects which will be very complementary to the entire project for F&B outlet. The first is Riviera at Bandar Datuk On. This is a very massive project of 25 acres. And it's a bit different from A-Soho because it's really high-end. Sited very close to the Northside Highway and also KPJ International College, as well as Fairview International College. The captive market for this area is a very huge market, although it is slightly different from A-Soho. This is the massing plan showing how you'll be divided into 4 blocks. The 4 blocks are The 4 blocks are here, and we are not only talking about the first block. First block will consist of 102 retail space per block. Now, if you take the first 3 blocks, there will be a total of 306 blocks. Now it's a very comprehensive shopping center. Block 4 will be designed differently. So I think the plans have not been, it's not ready yet. Now, what is very different from all others is this. The short lot here will not have any parking space. The parking space will be inside the mall, right? And this will be 4-story high, and there will be a canal over here. Over the canal, each block will have about 10 units of about 2-story high. I'll show you 3-story, and you'll see that in this pictorial later, it is a very good place to chill. These are some pictures of Riviera. Now, the architect has purposefully and intentionally made this place a place of gathering, a destination. Now, this is the River Boulevard, a place to chill, where you have these 10 units of 3-story shop. People can actually shop both dine inside as well as outside the canal. I can give some idea as to what you can do with the canal. Some of the crazy idea I have is just like Venice. You have those gondola just going through the canal. I've been to I've been to Germany, where people can actually do water surfing on the canal. Now, these are some ideas which I've seen. There are more than 1,400 service apartments, and as I mentioned, 306 units of retail space. Lifestyle living and shopping. So you have 1,400 units of service apartment. These are natural captive market. And if you imagine each unit has 4 people, there are already 4 to 5,000 people as your potential market. The next project is called A Regency at Ponderosa. It is very near to their existing project, which is known as Regency Molek. Regency Molek has been almost completely sold, and even the Council General of one of our neighboring states actually stayed there as a testimony of the quality of the project. Now, if you look into all the service apartments, I can for myself say this: Molek Regency offer the most facilities and amenities, and the developer is generous enough to offer this for the benefit of the residents. There are 28 blocks of 2.5 and 3.5 storage shop and 10 units of single storage shop positioned as high-end shopping. This is a standalone building which is suitable for corporate offices, for banks, lifestyle restaurant, and also showroom. It's a very matured neighborhood at Taman Molek and Ponderosa, and I call it the right stroke for the right faults. People who know how to enjoy their life will choose this place to stay and to shop. Lastly, I want to showcase Senai Idaman 88 Industrial Park, which is very suitable for central kitchen, manufacturing, and warehousing. Now, why do I introduce this industrial park? It's because F&B will always need a central kitchen. You will also need a place where you can manufacture and process the food and warehouse them. So it's almost like a 4-in-1 concept which I'm presenting today. And there will be terrace, clustered, and detached factory. The spelling for cluster is wrong, yeah? And it's known as Taman Pedestrian Sumber Express, or SA88. It's a freehold property expected to be launched anytime now. I think they are now going through the tender, and within 18 months, the 2 phases will be completed. But really, for my side, we have people who are keen to buy this factory. So with that, I end my talk, and the Q&A will come in later. Now, those of you who want the slide can talk to the organizing chairman, and they'll forward to you. Thank you very much.